Hi, it's Cammy. Charlie talks football.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Charlie Talks Football. Now, as you know, in my last video I reported that Tonali had been kicked out of the Italian national team because of potential illegal betting. Now, over the last few days and hours, a lot of stuff has came out regarding this, so I just wanted to update you guys on the situation and tell you guys what's going on. So anyway guys, if you like the video, make sure to hit that subscribe button, leave a like as always. Thanks for all the support on the recent videos, that all the support's been great, and make sure to get your comments down below. But anyway guys, let's get into it now. Multiple sources have reported over the last few hours that Sandro Tonali has actually admitted to betting on, so when he was at AC Milan, he's admitted to betting on games when he's playing at AC Milan. Now, Dad, I just wanted to ask you, what are your thoughts? Now, before I say that, in my opinion, I do think it is Sandro Tonali's fault, and one thing I'm going to say is how did AC Milan not know this? Surely they did know this when Tonali was at AC Milan. Surely they would have knew that, you know, something was going on. So I'm quite shocked and surprised to have learned this information. But Dad, what are your thoughts?
Just disappointment and shocked, because, you know, we've spent 55 million, 60 million, whatever on this player.
Yeah.
And it's highly unlikely that he's going to be banned for perhaps up to a year now, and we're not going to have him, and we're going to lose his experience of being a Champions League player in the games coming up for the Champions League. I mean, the other Italian guy who went to the Italian FA, who said, I've got a problem with betting, Fagioli, I think he's called, he's a Juventus player, he's been banned for 7 months. I don't think he was betting on his own team, whereas Tonali has allegedly been betting on his own team, and now he's been in Turin and being investigated by the Italian FA, and he's admitted that he's betted on games, AC Milan games, which isn't good. You know, he could get, the saying, a 12-month ban, which would be awful for Newcastle. It'd be like losing one of your top players and signings. But like you say, Charlie, I think what a really important point is, did AC Milan know about this? Did Tonali's agent know about it and think, we need to get out of Italy, we need to move? We don't know the answers to these questions.
In my opinion, I think, you know, surely AC Milan must have known this. They're saying that they had no idea, but surely they would have had some idea, because you think AC Milan, Sandro Tonali's boyhood club. So for him to just leave and Newcastle to get him so easily without any other real competition says to me that there might potentially be something going on. Now, Fagioli, who you mentioned before, the Juventus player, he's actually came out and he said that Tonali actually said to him, download this illegal betting app, and he basically gave him advice on how to basically hide the betting that he's doing. So apparently Fagioli and Tonali are quite close friends, so to think they've been involved with that is quite strange. But Newcastle have came out with an official club statement, and they've said that Newcastle acknowledges that Sandro Tonali has been accused of betting, and the club supports him, and they can't make any further comment on this situation. So it's nice to see that Newcastle are sort of sticking with Sandro Tonali and supporting him while this investigation is going on. But I mean, I just, it's frustrating, you know. I think it's pretty stupid if this is true. You know, why would you bet on, you know, a club that you would play for while you're potentially playing their matches? You know, to me, it doesn't make any sense. And I think surely Tonali has known about this, and for whatever reason his agent has told him to get out of AC Milan. But we don't really know much at this point. It's all up to speculation. But originally, it came out saying that Tonali was sort of being involved with poker and blackjack.
Yeah.
But later on then it came out and said that he's actually been betting on football matches, which if it's true, I mean, it's terrible. I mean, you've got to support the player as well and sort of sympathise with him.
His agents come out and said he has got a gambling issue, a problem and addiction, so if that's the case, then, hope he gets all the support and help he needs. But one question that I've not heard anyone ask or mention yet is, if he does have a gambling addiction, has he actually bet on any Newcastle games?
Yeah.
And I'm sure Eddie Howe, when he sits down to talk to him, I think he's coming back from Turin, Tonali, today or tomorrow. Newcastle are back in training tomorrow for the Crystal Palace game. Tonali could technically play. He's still available to play, unless Howe decides to keep him out of the squad. I don't know. But people are asking, when will we find out, if he's been found guilty, and how long will the ban be? Well, I think Fagioli is 7 months, and I think he could actually, the Italian FA could make a decision within the next week or two. So it could take it out of the hands of Eddie Howe, and that he might not be able to play on Saturday. But currently, as it stands, Tonali can play, but I don't think Howe will have him involved on Saturday. I'd be surprised if he does. What do you think, Charlie?
And honestly, it's going to be a massive blow for Newcastle. I've seen a lot of people on social media saying, it's not really that bad, but it's terrible for squad depth. And I agree with you, like you said, for the Champions League games, this is going to affect Newcastle a lot if Tonali does get a ban. And, it looks like he's did, because, numerous sources have came out and said this. You've got Sky Sports saying he faces a lengthy ban. So it's nice to see Newcastle supporting him, but honestly, are Newcastle going to take legal action? Because that could be, something interesting for you guys to think about, because surely, like I was saying before, surely AC Milan would know about this. So I find it strange that apparently AC Milan didn't know about this.
And Howe's going to have a chat with him, isn't he, and talk to him about it and find out what's gone on, and then they can decide what they're going to do. And, they've said the backing and supporting the player. So we'll find out, I would think, soon how long his ban's going to be if he is found guilty. He's admitted he's bet on the game, so that's him holding his hands up. So, but
surely before Newcastle signed him, they would have sort of checked this to see.
They might not have. I don't think they knew.
Wrong.
I mean, Keith Downey did a really good piece on this on Sky Sports, and he believes that Newcastle were unaware of it, where AC Milan we don't know. Hopefully we can find that information out. But how long will he be banned for? Maybe up to 12 months. They're saying it could be longer, it could be shorter. The fact that he's said he's guilty is probably going to work in his favour, and if they can prove he's got a gambling addiction and he's getting help, then that might also lessen his ban, but we'll have to wait and see.
And what I want to say as well, there seems to be a link of quite a few Italian players being involved in this, because you've got Tonali, Fagioli's getting banned, or I think he's already been banned. You've got Zaniolo from Aston Villa potentially getting in trouble as well. So I just wanted to ask, do you think there's a link between these three players?
Well, the human beings, footballers, and they make mistakes, and they can bet on they bet on games sometimes, and that's what happens. But I just think it's interesting how Tony was banned, and I think he still is banned, Ivan Toney. But the FA took ages to make that decision, and it's as if the Italian FA, they make decisions really quick. They don't mess about. So why did it take so long for Tony? Maybe they had to do more investigations, I don't know, but it's just really interesting that Fagioli's been banned for 7 months really quickly. They've made the decision sharpish. So.
And I think as well, the only reason why Tonali's admitted this, just so the ban's shorter, because if he didn't admit that he'd done this and they'd found out, the ban would probably be longer than it potentially is. Now, I don't want to say he's got banned, because it hasn't been fully confirmed yet, but based off the reports and the stuff that's been coming out recently, it does look like likely that Tonali will at least serve some ban, and it's really disappointing because, you know, Newcastle, first game of the season, that Aston Villa game, Tonali scored, and it would just be such a shame to lose a player. Now, I don't really want to criticise Tonali that much or put the blame on him. You know, it probably is his fault, but we're just going to have to see, you know, what comes out over the next few days as well. And in my opinion, I don't think Tonali will start against Crystal Palace because, you know, regarding everything that's happening, I think it would be a bit stupid to start him after all that, because, you know, if he makes any mistakes, that would just put even more pressure on him. So I don't think he'll feature against Crystal Palace, but just give us your thoughts down below in the comments. I'm really interested to hear what you guys think on this. Did AC Milan potentially know that Tonali was involved in this, or were they completely aware of it? What are your thoughts on Tonali doing this? How do you feel? This is obviously going to affect Newcastle massively. Let's hope that the ban isn't too long. But in fairness, if he is suffering from a gambling addiction, let's hope he can, you know, recover from that and get help if he needs it. But overall, it's just a really frustrating situation for Newcastle because, like you said, you know, Tonali's our most expensive signing, and when you spend all of that money on a player and, you know, this comes out, it makes the club seem stupid, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because, you know, it sort of makes the club seem as if, you know, oh, why are you buying players who are doing this and that? But Tonali's, you know, young, so he's going to have to, you know, recover from this. But just frustrating, isn't it?
It is frustrating, but let us know your comments. We're really interested in them. And if you like this video, obviously give it a thumbs up, a like, and if you're not subscribed,
make sure to subscribe as well. Make sure to get your comments down below as well. Just what are your thoughts on this situation? I will make sure to update you guys if anything is needed. And anyway, guys, see you later. Take care. Bye.